Boys, we're back with another video, and it is the 14th of December. We are 2 weeks into the launch on the test server, and I think one week into the launch on live. And good news, they took tests down, and they got us spell vendors that didn't instantly die. So I ran out to Maiden's Eye, and I bought everything from 116 through 119, because if you look, X is real close. I told you guys I might make 120 before they get us the spells. I didn't quite push as hard as I could, and I came up a little short of 119. But I'll be there in a day. In less than a day, sorry. But guys, our Call of Spell lineup for me was spell 1 was Assert, or it was Char Bones, depending on the fight. And then we had our Double Disease, which was Danvid's and Grip in slot 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6 was Big Pyre, Oblivion, Crystal Venom, and Pallid Haze. And then I had for 7, 8, 9 Small Pyre, which is Pyre of Wretched, Royal, and Ignite. For 10, I had Composite. I'm on rank 3. Then Swarm Pets, then Pet Rune, and Pet Heal. Well, I did a little bit of math, and I figured out what I think is the correct lineup for 118. So I wanted to share that with you guys. In slot 1, we will stick with Assert for Blood. That is Poison, and it's a 115. I'm guessing 120 will be our next line. Now, we don't have the Combo Disease. I assume that'll be a 120. It'll probably be the next expansion, which I can't get my head around because I'm still barely into this one. So we have 2 disease spells. In this case, we have Fleshrot, and that is going to, this is unmodified in any way. That's 130 DPS. Next up, we have Grip, and that is unmodified again, 126 DPS. Now those are not home runs, but they're long spells. Flesh is 72 seconds, Grip is 60. So I'm gonna open my fights with those just to get a long base established of those 2 dots. There's other ways. If you're truly focused on max DPS, I would probably eliminate Grip, the 60-second one. At 126, it's just not all that great, and there are other options. But anyway, so 2, 3 are the 2 diseases now. 4 is our Big Pyre, and that's Pyre K, like always. 5 is going to be our new Pyre. Pyre K does 517 DPS unmodified. The next Pyre is what I would call small. It is Pyre of Negleted, and it's going to come in at 137 DPS. Again, it's a little longer at 54, so it's worth having in there. Next up would be our 2 crystals. I'm sorry, our 2 poisons. The first being Crystal Crawler, which is a cough spell, and the next being Pallid Haze, which is another cough spell. Those are serious DPS. If crystals, I think around 250, and Pallids are around 180. You also then have, I believe, a new spell. Yeah, it replaces Oblivion. Extinction. It's magic. Extinction. And Extinction comes in as a monster at 330 DPS. To finish it out, in the past I would have a third fire spell, and that would be Broiling Blood. But honestly, the DPS is low. It's a longer spell. It has a little bit higher DPS. It modifies your drain damage spells. I really don't use those. That's just my choice. Composite has a drain component to it, but I don't use Composite for that. So I'm going to go kind of way back and Mana Drain, Ignite. This one does 170-ish DPS. So these are going to be my, I guess you'd call them my 8 dots. Double Disease, Double Fire, Double Poison, Extinction, Ignite. Now, I'm going to keep Pyre in that slot, and let's see here, boys. I think I'm going to go with Extinction. And then I will go with Crystal. I think number 4 will be the next poison. Well, not number 4. In this case, number 5. My autopilot of my casting my spells is going to be off for probably a good month without having that Double Disease in slot 2. I'm going to probably miscast a lot of my dot rotation for a while. And that's just something we got to learn to deal with. Let's go Pallid. I think Ignite and then Pyre of Neglect. I think that is my new attack. Oh no, Pyre of Neglect. This is my new attack lineup. Going to save it as attack dots. Yes. Now, I don't think we got a new Char Bones. Direct damage, fire. Yeah, it's still the same Char Bones. So my slow lineup will be the exact same, other than the switch in the number 1 spell. So, DD for slow. Now, I don't need to run down our buff lineup. Okay, I'll just read it off to you. I already built that one out. Oh, I need to change those. We still have Gloomside. We have a new Shield of Shadow. We have a new rune, or melee rune maybe, Invulnerability. We have a new skin, which is the rune. Our pet is Luclin's Conqueror. I like that. It's cool. We have a new pet, Haste, on Death. We have Shadeshield is now our new pet rune. And then Inside Ally is still the same. So that's our rundown for our buff line at 118. I have not figured out what I'm going to go with on the no pet lineup. Obviously, the dots will basically be the same. I've got to stick wounds in there, and maybe throw in broil if I've got, no, I won't have a slot because I got double disease. I'll work on that later. I don't have dire charm till 120, so it's not something I'm worried about. Guys, real quick, I will show you. I summoned our new jobber using the EM27. I was fortunate enough. Let me, guys, test. You know how lucky we are with copy. That's it. There's no other way around it. It's nice. I was sitting in Maiden's Eye on live, watching for deals, and I managed to get a couple of TOL tradable one-handers. So my pet's got those. That's, to me, that's awesome. It'll be invaluable to me for this expansion and probably the next. So I paid a couple $100K and I got 2 of them. They are the Rogue Dagger, which does a direct damage, along with 8,500 hit points, which that's what's nice. And then the melee slasher that returns health, which is always beneficial. The only thing I would prefer to have is the rune melee one-handed blunt, but I haven't seen that one. So I'm happy with that. Jobber now, I'm 118. I summoned with a EM27. Jobber Khan's a solid even 118. Where did he run off to? There he is. He's a good looking scale. And now, boys, I've got the lineup. We've got the pet. I'm going to start taking on tier 1 named mobs. Got to get them to spawn first. After that, we'll see what our new jobber can do. I think, let me see here, trophy on, full guild hall buffs. Let me go overboard and do it all. We are now up to 375. 280 mana. Not bad. Not bad. Of course, if I start taking more than a few hits, game's over anyway. So, guys, I hope this helps anybody leveling up right now. You know, I don't know if this lineup is actually going to be superior to the Cov lineup, because the Cov lineup has all the augmentation benefits. I've got, what am I doing? Wrong piece of equipment. I've got all of my shards. They add a pretty considerable amount of damage. I'm going to test this lineup on some trash mobs. Just run it through, maybe 5 or 6 of them, see what it averages out. I've got a lot of Umbral Plains and Maiden Eye mobs. I know what my average DPS is going to be. I'm sure I've got a few in there where I've used a rogue or I've used a burn, but I'm averaging 350 to 400K on my Cov lineup. So I will see how things go with this new TOL lineup, and I'll let you guys know. Boys, if you got any suggestions on this lineup, what you're using, drop it down below. I would appreciate it. I think just on pure mathematical DPS, unmodified, this is the way to line it up. But, you know, in practice, things are always a little different. So, boys, hope this video helps somebody, and I'll see you guys in the next one.